Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a lovely week so far. Thank you for joining me with Flow Together Wednesdays. My name is Nancy. Today we'll be kind of organizing our vinyasa around the Five Tibetans. If any of you are familiar with the Five Tibetans, their history has some mythology and grains of truth here and there, but they are useful for us. The idea of the Five Tibetans is they correspond to the five elements, and the idea behind the elements is helping us categorize different aspects of the self. Right? We have this vast internal landscape that we don't really have a language to explore, and so the elements kind of give us that language. So, on that note, we are going to begin up on our feet. Let's see if I can. Okay, we're nice and straight. Okay, so find your mountain pose. Find your nice, strong mountain pose, just to come into the space and come into the moment. The more we do this, the more just the simple act of stepping onto the mat becomes an oasis of time and space for your mind. As we start to lengthen the breath, let the exhales ground us into the earth, to all the pressure points in the bottom of the feet. Let the inhales lift strength up through the legs. You start to engage the thighs by lifting the kneecaps, drawing the navel in, just gently, not a fierce grip. We want strength and ease at the same time. That's the mountain. Let's give some space across the chest and lengthen through the back of the neck, drawing in the chin. Our first movement, and we'll do 7 of them, is associated with spirit, and it's simply a spin. So let's bring the arms out to a T. Make sure you're not going to hit anything. So step forward a little bit. Keep the arms parallel to the ground, and we're going to move in a clockwise fashion. So I'm not going to mirror you. You're going to find your left hand. Your left hand's going to go forward first. Okay? Now, some of you, if you tend to find yourself getting dizzy, you can do something called spotting, which is find a space on the opposite wall to keep your gaze to the last minute and then find it again. I think we're on about 5, 6, and 7. Once you finish your 7th spin, keep your arms out. Let's flip the palms and just enjoy the little whirl we've created in our bodies. Spirit is the most subtle of the elements, and it's always there. Our brains try to hierarchy things and put spirit as this high thing that we reach for, but it's always here. It's always here, whether we're aware of it or not. We get a real taste of it when time just kind of floats away and we're just kind of going with the flow, and we're not worried about what's going to happen later, and we're not carrying what happened before, or we're really in the moment. Things just seem to flow. All right, let's exhale the arms down. Give the hands a little shake. We're gonna vinyasa down to our next one, which is earth. So let's inhale to rise. Exhale to swan dive down. Inhale a flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, step or hop it back into chaturanga or high plank, and then come down into chaturanga on the exhale. Inhale up to up dog or cobra, depending on how your body feels first thing in the morning. Exhale down to down dog. And we're going to come all the way onto our bum. So there's a couple ways to get there. You can drop on your knees and swing your legs around, or you can do the half jump through, or you can do a full jump through. Look ahead. And roll on back down to your back. Okay, we came all the way down from the most subtle to the most material, which is earth. So let's go ahead and set up our posture. We're going to snuggle the thumbs under the sit bones, or like get the tailbone slightly lifted, and the legs are going to come up to the sky. Okay, our exhale, we're going to lift the chin with our legs in an L. And as we inhale, we'll hover the heels. Exhale, pull the navel in to lift the legs and the head. Earth is our physical being, physical expression of the self, not something separate from emotions and thought and will and spirit and soul, but something that's part of the full expression of all these various aspects. That was 5. So we're looking for 7. 7's a big number, both particularly in the West. That's why it caught fire in the West. So we see through the chakras in the major scale. And after you're done with your 7th, go ahead and just hug the knees into the chest. Maybe make some circles around the sacrum. And let's hug the knees in, cross the ankles. We'll just tuck the chin so we can rock and roll. Start to make the rocks and rolls a little bit bigger. And we're going to come up to our knees. So if you can roll over the ankles, do so. Otherwise, just bring your feet around so we can all meet kneeling. We're going to take our index fingers right under the bum crease. What that's going to do is help guide our hips forward so we can keep the hips over the knees. As we inhale, come into this camel variation by pulling the shoulder heads back and looking up. And on the exhale, we're just going to tuck the chin into the little notch at the bottom of the throat, but otherwise keep the spine straight. So this is air. We're stretching through the lungs. Air governs thought, the intellect. And like the air, our thoughts go everywhere. Our thoughts can be a smooth breeze or a whirlwind. Our thoughts can be still, chaotic. One more for 7. And release. We'll just take an empty coat sleeves twist here. Head follow the shoulders. And hands down, tuck the toes. Let's give a stretch and down dog. And we're going to come down onto our bums again. So however you want to do that. A halfway or a full jump through. And bring the feet out in front. So we're coming into Vandasana, our staff pose. So sit up nice and tall, legs straight. Peel the toes toward the nose. And we're actually going to separate the feet hip width apart. Okay. Let's roll the shoulder heads back. Let's place the hands close to the hips. Okay. Let's drag the fingers back so we can lift the heart. It's important to keep the shoulder blades on the back during the full course of the movement. So this is our fire. So as we inhale, we're going to roll onto the feet, lift the hips, keep the shoulder blades supporting the chest, and exhale back down. Now if the shoulder blades slipped, we're going to reset the shoulder blades on the back. Inhale to go. So fire is our will, our discipline. Our will as opposed to our wants. It might be our will to be healthy, but it's our want to have ice cream for dinner. Lovely. Okay, cross at the ankles. We're going to roll forward. Let's come into our down dog. Feel free to pedal the feet for a moment. We're going to come into water. Water is going to look familiar because this is our exhale. So exhale is in down dog. Our inhale is going to be dropping the hips, but I'm still keeping my toes tucked. Now this can cause issues in the back if we're not holding on with our core. Okay, so as we come into our up dog variation, let's make sure we're not sagging into the back, that there's still some support in the core by pulling the pubic bone toward the chin. And this is our exhale. Okay, so that's one. Water is our emotions, our feelings. Texturing our life experiences, and like thought. It can be unpredictable, it can be wild, turbulent, or it can be still. Just gentle, maybe some gentle ripples. Pull shoulders back. Press the heart forward on that inhale. Last one, I think. And exhale. Beautiful. Lower down the knees. Release the feet. I'm just going to come into a child's pose. Let's bring the knees nice and wide. Set the sit bones on the heels and melt the heart. You can keep the arms extended, or you can rest your forehead on your forearms, bending by bending them. Fill up the belly. Let that whole space between thighs fill up with your breath. So the idea of separating out the different aspects of self is so we can work on our separate issues, coming at them from a different angle. And let's come on back up to down dog. Take a nice big breath. At the end of the exhale, look ahead, step or hop to the top of the mat. We'll inhale the long spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale to rise all the way up. And exhale to namaste. So ideally you do 21 Tibetans at a time. So 7 being a big number, 21 is 7 times 3. So we're gonna kind of stay with our elemental stages, and we'll do another set of Tibetans at the end. So let's come on into our mountain pose, and we're gonna hang out in the spirit section, being lifted and light. Let's inhale, reach up the hands so that it's like we're holding a beach ball. And as we exhale, we're gonna shift the hips to the left as we reach the hands to the right. Inhale up to center. Exhale, shift the other way. Let's make sure we have the core here so we're not collapsing to the back. Inhale up. Find the core on that inhale. Exhale, switch. We're going to stay an extra breath. We inhale to reach through the fingertips. We exhale. If there's any more space to contract into. We inhale up. Exhale the other way. Inhale to reach. Inhale up. And exhale, let's bring arms out to a T. Let's step the feet out mat width apart. And then we're just going to keep the arms parallel to the floor as we take a little twist. Okay, let's keep the feet rooted for now. And then we'll start to get the knees slightly involved. So you might find that as you swing to the right, the left knee bends, and as you swing to the left, the right knee bends. Just kind of feel that out in your body. We can track the back hand with our gaze. Okay, now we're going to unroot the feet so that as we swing around, we pivot a little bit more. So the opposite foot, we lift the heel. And just get a bigger, more movement. Root the feet again. Softening the knees. Now let's still the knees. And come on back. Flip the palms. Lift the pubic bone. Lift the chin just a bit. We're not releasing the head. And exhale, release. Let's step the feet under the hips. Hip width apart. As we inhale, my hands are going to come face forward. So as we inhale, reach up, lift up on the toes. And as we exhale, bend the knees, settle the heels, reach forward and down. Inhale, sweep the fingers up the body. Press the hips forward, get a little back bend. Exhale, soften the knees. We can keep the spine long as we reach forward and down. Inhale. It is the spirit vivifies everything. Links it all together. This lovely mesh, kind of like our fascia in our bodies. Exhale down. Inhale, sweep it up, palms together. Exhale, hands to heart center. And let's do a little balance here. The thought of spirit. So let's inhale to rise up onto the toes. And now as we exhale, we're going to root into the left leg. We'll just pull the right knee up to the chest. Oh, my balance today. Inhale to come on up onto the toes. Exhale, switch the rooting into the right leg and pull the left knee into the chest. And just kind of explore where your balance is today. And if it's wobbly, it's wobbly. I'm going to embrace my wobbles today. Inhale up. This time as we take the right knee, we're going to hold. Find your balance. Beautiful. Now, let's see if I can do this. Okay, release the knee, but we're not going to step down. We're going to take hold of the right foot with the right hand. Oh, I'm asking for it, aren't I? Reach up with the left. Okay, before we go into any further, we're not going to come into full dancer. What I want to find is the stretch here without even bending forward. So lift the pubic bone. Find the stretch in the quad and the hand and the hip flexors. If you're so inclined, maybe we can kick into dancer just for a breath or two. Try it out. We're just getting started. Inhale up and release. Shake out the legs. All right, let's reach on up. This time we're going to root into the right leg and bring the left knee into the chest and just kind of explore the difference between sides. If you have a wall nearby, feel free to use it. I reach ever beyond my grasp. Let's go ahead and release the leg. Reach back at the left foot with the left hand. Kiss the knees together and pull the navel in and up. Let's reach up with the right hand. This may be where you stay right now. That's fine. Balance will tell you. I'm gonna go ahead and throw caution to the wind and start to kick into that left hand. Embrace the journey. It's been a long time since I've done dancer. I'm going to stay here right now. Oh, not even there. All right. Release. Shake it out. Adventure, the definition of adventure is uncertainty of outcome. So when I was practicing that, I go, that that one doesn't always work for me every time. And that's okay. Okay, let's come back to mountain. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Integrate. And move to earth. So we inhale to rise. Exhale to swan dive. Inhale, press into the shins. Long spine. Exhale, melt over the legs. Plant the hands. Step or hop it back. And we're going to come down on an exhale in our chaturanga. Knees chaturanga is fine too. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. Breath in down dog, and we're going to come all the way onto our bums. If you want to do the jump through, feel free. If you want to just lower down on the knees and swing the feet around, you can do that too. Once we get down here, let's extend the legs long. Let's reach the arms up overhead. Give yourself a nice big stretch. Inhale here. As we exhale, we're going to pull the right knee into the chest and the forehead comes toward the knee. So we're all the way supine on the earth. Exhale, we'll bring the left knee in. Nose to the knee. To emphasize the materiality of earth, the heaviness of earth. Heaviness does not imply a hierarchy. Our brains just want hierarchies. We want to put something first, but we can't have spirit without earth. We can't have water without air. They're all interconnected. Here, we're going to add on to this one. Next time we exhale, we're going to bring that leg up straight and reach for the toes. Inhale, we're always stretching out. Exhale, left leg, reach up for the toes. Inhale long. This time we bend the right knee into the nose to knee. Inhale long. Nose to knee on the left side on the exhale. Really find that activation through the core. Straight leg this time. We reach for the toes on the right side. And exhale, left. Exhale, knee in. And knee in on the other side. Straight leg. Straight leg other side. Okay, adding on to this one. This time let's bring our arms down to a T. This time when the right leg comes up, we're going to exhale it over to the left. Inhale up. Exhale down. We're not adding on, we're actually shifting. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, send it across. Keep the shoulders rigid. Inhale. Exhale down. So because the earth is associated with body, it is also associated with stability, health, security, a sense of safety and security. Endurance. Manifesting the ripples and whirls of thought and emotion and will. Last one. Reach it over. And come on down. Let's walk the feet in so the knees are up to the sky. Arms alongside the body. Snuggle the shoulder blades under. Tuck the chin. Go along through the back of the neck. And we inhale. Let's find this pelvic rock. So as we lift, we want to pull the navel in so the tailbone lifts first. And the arms reach up overhead. As we exhale, come up onto the toes so we can reverse that. Inhale, rock the pelvis to lift it. And exhale, up on the toes so we can really tuck the tailbone before it comes down. Let's rise up. We're going to hang out here for a minute. Cross the knees long. And as we lift the heels, we're up on the toes. Very slowly, very slowly. Top of the back, middle back, tuck the tailbone, lower back, sacrum. Beautiful. Okay, let's walk the hands underneath the hips, elbows too. Extend the legs long. Let's kiss the heels together, turn the toes out. Press into the elbows to look at the toes, the space between the big toes. Press the chest up, lower the head to the ground. We're in fish. Explore the breath and the shape. Becoming completely present with this external manifestation of being. Press into the elbows, tuck the chin. Lower on down. Let's hug the knees into the chest. Make a few, free up the arms and then roll the hips against the ground. We are going to rock and roll our way up to our knees. Again, if rock and roll is not for you today, feel free to just swing the legs around and come on, meet us on our knees. If you want to do the jump through, we're going to roll over the ankles, plant the hands, shoot the feet back. Take a vinyasa before we get there. And lower onto the knees. And we're going to work on our camel. So if you like blocks, then get your blocks handy. Keep them upper calf area. What I like to keep the blocks here to really work on pulling the shoulder blades in to support the heart and pressing the heart up rather than coming back too far, because we want to keep the hips over the knees. Okay, so if this is where you are, stay right here. If your hands are on blocks, stay right there. If there's more space to move, you can tuck the toes and get the heels. If you have more, go ahead and flatten the feet and get the heels. Let's make sure that the hips stay over the knees. And for now, let's keep the neck an extension of the spine. So please don't release, okay? We're going to look toward the right as we sweep the left arm up and over and reach back into a side camel. Keep pressing the hips forward. We can look down at that right heel. Take a breath here. And circle the arm back around to center. Now we're going to do the same thing. Shift the weight into the left hand. We'll sweep the right arm up and back. Looking down at the left heel. And sweep the arm around and back. Another breath here. And wherever your hands are, let's make their way back to the sacrum. Let's come on back. Just release the chin into the notch. We're not going to come into a contraction yet because we still have a little bit of work moving through the spine, or extending through the spine. Okay, let's make sure the knees are hip width apart, if not closer. We're going to set the sit bones on the heels and sit up nice and tall. Let's inhale the arms nice and wide, and as we exhale, we're going to bring right over left. Interlace wrap the arms, hook the wrists. So we're in eagle arms. Press the shoulders down, press the elbows down. As we inhale, we'll lift the elbow. As we exhale, we pull in. Really feel the press through the shoulders. Inhale. Let's get the spine involved. As we inhale, lift the heart, lift the chin. And as we exhale, pull the elbows in toward the core. Next inhale, we'll unfold. Open the arms nice and wide, and this time we'll take left over right. Find your eagle arms. Keeping the spine nice and neutral. Press the shoulders down on an inhale. Just lift the elbows while keeping the shoulders down. And exhale. So these first couple, we're just keeping the spine neutral, working right into our shoulders. Working in air. And now we'll get the spine involved. Exhale, curl. See what this looks like from the side. Inhale, lift, arch the spine. Exhale, curling. Part of managing our air is not getting caught up in every little thought. Not feeling like we have to respond or act on every idea that pops into our head. Next inhale, we'll open up. And exhale down. Let's take a few little shoulder rolls. And inhale to lift. As we exhale, we're going to turn to the right. Take a little twist. So open this right hand out as we take a hold of as our fingers play with the toes. So we can keep this right shoulder open. Breathe into the sit bones. Inhale to lift. Exhale, twist. Inhale to lift. And exhale, let's plant the hands. Step the feet back. Come into a down dog. Let's come up on the toes. Ripple out into plank. Take an inhale here. As we exhale, come forward on the toes. Let's hold our chaturanga for an extra breath. And lower it down. Let's inhale into cobra. Reach back with the toes. Pull the shoulder heads back. Start to straighten the arms. Lift the pubic bone. Pull the lower abs in and up. Press the chest forward. Exhale to lower down. Press up onto the knees. Cross at the ankles. And we'll slide on back into our Vandasana. Okay, we're going to curl the left foot in. Keep the right foot long. Sit up nice and tall. Inhale, lift the heart, and as we exhale, reach forward past the toes. Let's do that again. Drag the fingers along the ground. Let's reach up. Exhale to reach forward and down. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, lower down. We're going to hold here for 5 breaths. So walk the fingers as far as they can go, maybe past the foot. Let's try to level out the shoulders. Maybe we can take hold of the foot. Maybe we can hook the right wrist in the left hand. Elbows bend in opposite directions. 3. Let's inhale to look at the toes. Exhale to release. We're going to take this left hand and bring it around behind the hips. We're going to take the right hand, sweep it forward and up as we press the hips to the right. Left. Now we're going to take this right hand, reach it across the chest. We'll start to turn the sternum toward the sky. And exhale, let's come on down. Pull the knee on up. Cross it over the front leg. Sit up nice and tall. We're going to come into a deep twist. So let's free up the left hand. Again, pull the left shoulder back before we start moving into anything. So really work that left shoulder open. Maybe the elbow gets to the outside. That's fine. Now breathe strongly into the thigh. Keep lifting up out of the hips. We're not sagging back into this pose. Our bellies are right up against that thigh and just pushing into it so we can feel the breath in other parts of the torso. Generating fire in the core. And release. Let's relax the knee out to the side. We're going to pull the left foot in close to the hip flexor as far as we can. We're going to bring the hands behind the hips. Pull the shoulders, roll the shoulders up and back, or roll the shoulders back to support the heart. And we're going to lift the hips off the ground in our figure 4. Reach the toes. 2. And 1. Beautiful. So we're going to release this left leg. We're going to sneak it under the right knee as we come forward and step it back into a lunge, lower down on the back knee. Inhale the heart forward. Exhale, slide the hips back. We'll just take a few little pulses here. So fire is our will, our discipline. Linked to the idea of tapas. Tapas is heat generated by a sense of internal toughness, where we push into our boundaries without burning past them. We don't want an inferno. We want a steady flame. Okay, we're going to inhale to reach on up. Exhale, the hands around behind the spine. Interlace the fingers. Knuckles on the inside of the thigh. Squeeze the shoulder blades, look up. Tuck the back toe. If it's available, lift the back knee. Okay, inhale to rise. Exhale, hands down. Step that left foot back. Let's take a vinyasa. We'll meet in down dog if you just want to go straight to down dog. And in that down dog, just feel out how you want to release your legs. And we're going to come back onto our bums. This time we'll extend through the left leg, curl in the right foot. Pivot, swivel your upper body so it orients over the extended leg. Let's reach past those toes. Inhale to drag the fingers back along the earth and reach up. Exhale, dive, lead with the heart. Inhale. And exhale. And we'll hang out here, walking the fingers past the foot, leveling out the shoulders. If it's available, right hand comes in front, and we take hold of the right wrist with the left hand. Opposite. We take hold of the left wrist with the right hand. Actually, no, that was right the first time. Inhale, let's look at the toes. Exhale, let's release. Beautiful. Right hand comes behind the hips. Sweep the left hand and press the hips out to that is the right, out to the right. Left hand draws across the body, opens the heart toward the sky. Keep pressing the hips. And circle it around to sit back down. Beautiful. Pull the right knee in, cross the foot over the extended left leg. Hug the thigh right up into the chest, or hug the knee close to the chest. Okay, start to turn over to the right. Free up the right hand. Let's roll the right shoulder open. Let's really pull that shoulder open. Tent the fingers to get tall and breathe strongly into the thigh. Maybe we get the elbow to the outside. Fire is what generates the determination we need to overcome obstacles, to work against inertia. And exhale, release. We're going to relax the right knee. We're going to pull the outer blade of the right foot into the left hip crease. And just going to sink the knee. It floats. It's fine. Okay, we got this figure four. And now if pulling it all the way up is not working out for you, you can just do a figure four. It's actually a little bit easier to lift with if you can get the foot into the hip. Roll the shoulder heads back, hands planted behind the hips. Let's keep the chest lifted. And as we start to as we start to reach the toes, left toes to the ground, we're going to lift the hips. You can release the head if you want to. Keep lifting up through the tailbone. All right, next exhale, let's lower on down. Beautiful. Release the foot, shake out the legs. Okay. Cross of the ankles, roll it forward. Step on back to down dog. Step on back to plank. Take your vinyasa or go straight to down dog. Keep moving toward the window again. And we're going to move into our water. So down dog is part of our water sequence here. And the water is our emotions, our feelings. And they add texture and color to our lives. But they're not always the best things from which to make decisions. But they're beautiful to experience if we can hang out in them like we do in a pose that might make us uncomfortable. Then we can best navigate those seas. Okay, as we inhale, we're going to lift the right leg up. I'm not mirroring you at this point. And turn the toes out to the side. So we're stacking the hips. Keep the legs straight. As we exhale, we're going to bring it in, bend the knee, bring it over to the left elbow. So we're dropping the right hip. Inhale to sweep it up and open. Exhale to curl it in and bring it across. Inhale, swing up and open. Exhale, bring it across. We're not going to stop. We're going to extend that right leg out to the side. We're going to roll onto the arch of the left foot and kind of come into a reverse mini wild thing. So, shoulders stacked. And as we exhale, circle the arms around. We're going to lower down into this chaturanga with the leg over there on the left. Inhale, we're in an up dog, a variation of up dog. Tuck the toes, release that leg out, bring it down. Oh my goodness, I forgot something. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's step the left foot forward, lower down the back knee. So left foot is in our lunge. We're going to inhale to right. Oh, no, we're going to keep our fingers in the ground. Exhale to extend the leg long. Get another little taste of fire. Inhale forward. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Can't miss a lunge on the other side. Okay, we're going to inhale to rise. Exhale to circle the arms around behind the spine. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Knuckles on the inside of the back of the right leg. Lift the heart. If it's there, tuck the back toes. Lift the back knee. Keep the hips low. Inhale to rise. Exhale, come on down. Okay, since we're here on the left leg, go ahead and sweep the left leg out. We'll transition right into water, right back to our water. Okay, and now as we exhale, we're going to bring that left knee in. Let it meet the right elbow. Drop the left hip. Inhale, stack the hips, turn the toes out to the side, reach the foot up as high as it'll go. Exhale, come into the three-legged plank. Knee comes to elbow. Inhale, open. Exhale, bring it in and extend that foot out to the side. Scoot the left hand in toward the center of the mat. We'll pivot on the back foot. Reach up. And here's the fun part. Circle the right hand around and down. Leg stays out to the side as we chaturanga. And as we up dog. Tuck the back toes, send that back foot up and back to release. And exhale on down. Up on the toes, ripple out into plank. Lower onto the ground. Big belly breath into the ground. It's in the watery area where a lot of times our will mutates into want. And our thought helps with that. Our thought is very good. Our thoughts are very good at rationalizing our choices, even when we didn't actually make them. Even though our choices are driving us rather than us making our choices. And that deception happens in between emotion and thought. Okay, we're going to reach out the arms nice and long. We're going to separate the feet so they're about mat width apart. As we inhale, we're going to lift the right hand, left foot, and the head. That works. Exhale, lower down. Inhale to lift. And reach out. Exhale down. Inhale to lift. And so. And so. And we're going to create a little storm. So we're going to pat our hands and our feet. You can lift the head or keep the head down. Say hi to your downstairs neighbors. For 10, 9, 2, and 1. Melt the heart into the ground. Turn the left cheek into the mat. Let's bend the knees. Turn the forehead to the mat. Let's take hold of the feet. Okay. Keep the knees in line with the hips. Still want to wing out, but we're going to keep them pulled in. Roll the shoulder heads away from the ground. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Our head is still down. Press the pubic bone into the ground. The thighs might start to lift off the earth. And then kick into the hands to lift the heart. And if you're feeling it, you can rock and roll a bit. And let's take one more breath here. And exhale, melt. This time we'll turn the right cheek into the mat. And third bird out. Feel the swirl of waters. Hey, hands under shoulders. Let's press on up. Swap the knees out, toes in. Let's come into a child's pose for a couple breaths. Okay, now that we've briefly dived into the various elements, let's come back to our Tibetans. So let's On up to our down dog. Take a breath here. Look to the hands. Step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse the swan dive all the way up. Exhale to namaste. And release. Arms out to a T. 7 spins. Let's go. Left arm goes forward first. On your 7th, we stop. Flip the palms up to the sky. Close the eyes. Finish your exhale. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine halfway. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands. Step or hop it back. Lower down into chaturanga on the exhale. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Pull the shoulder heads back. Exhale to down dog. Take a breath. We come onto our bums, however you want to get there. Arms alongside the body. If you want to curl the thumbs under the hips, that's fine. Lift the head. We're at earth. Inhale long. Exhale, pull into the navel. Lift the head, lift the feet. Last one. Knees to chest. We're going to rock and roll our way to the knees for air. 2, 3. Fingers under the bum crease. Roll the shoulder heads back. Inhale to lift the heart. Exhale, tuck the chin into the notch at the base of the throat. Inhale, camel variation. Gentle twist after your 7. Cross at the ankles, sit on back, feet come forward, feet hip width apart, flex the toes, drag the fingers back to lift the heart. And inhale, we'll come up to our reverse tabletop, squeeze the shoulder blades. And reset the shoulder blades. After your 7th fire, let's go ahead and cross at the ankles, roll it forward. Take a vinyasa or just go straight to down dog. Down dog is our ready position for water. Let's make sure we have a nice distance between our hands and feet by checking our plank and keeping that distance. Okay, exhale here. And begin. Inhale. Make sure the core is working here. And finish at 7. When you're ready, we're gonna come on down to our backs. So if you want to just lower down the knees, you want to do a half jump to full jump to, we'll all roll on down. Once we get here, knees into the chest. Just gonna roll around the sacrum. Feel how your body wants to release the last few poses. Hands up to the sky, give them a little flap. Outside to side. Shake, shake, shake. Okay, we're gonna roll all the way over onto our right side. I'm not mirroring you right now. Both hands out in front. Let's kind of snuggle the shoulder down toward the hip and release the head to the ground. So we have some space here. Just like we're pulling a bow. And reach out to the left. Okay, we'll keep the knees rooted. Shoulder might be floating. So normally in our twist, we root the shoulders and let the knee float. This time we're doing the opposite. Now if your shoulder's already like boom, right on the ground without the knees doing anything, then I want you to reach out with the left toes. Reach along with the left toes. So straighten the leg. And just see if that's a little different. Let your breath make that left shoulder heavier and heavier. Left cheek comes in toward the mat. You want to add a little more stretch. We're going to slide the right knee down, so the knee is pointing down to the bottom of the mat. And keep the right foot, but keep the right leg bent. So the right foot is coming off the left side of the mat. And soften around whatever shape you're in right now. Let gravity do the work, the rest of the work. Gravity and breath. Yeah, let's bring that left arm around. Let's stack the knees. And we'll switch sides. So roll all the way over onto the left side. Curl onto the left side. Reach out with both arms. Let's go back a bit again. snuggle that shoulder away from the ears. Pull it down, get space for the head. Okay. Stack the knees and root them. So as we come across this right knee, might want to slip back. We're not going to let it. Keep those knees stacked. Let's pull our bow across the body. Let the arm be heavy. If that's too much, go ahead and just settle the fingers onto the shoulder head. That creates a little less of a lever. A little less subject to gravity. Turn the right cheek into the mat if it's available for the neck. You want to reach forward with the right foot. Extend the right foot long so we can pull this right hip past the left. Heavier and heavier to the right shoulder. And last little adjustment we can make is to slide that left foot so that the knee points down toward the bottom of the mat, and the left foot comes off the right side of the mat. Explore the fullness of your breath. And let's come on back. Stack the knees. Rest on your side for a moment. Big breath. And roll onto the back. Oof. Snuggle shoulder blades under the heart. Take a short Shavasana. 3 minutes. Can you devote 3 minutes to a Shavasana? Or you can just let your brain, body, emotions, thoughts, will just integrate the last hour. I mentioned this before, I mention it again. There's nothing more stressful than an unexamined life. Like all those issues we don't want to bother with, we want to kind of stick them in the back of in a dark nook in our brain. Those things don't disappear. They're hanging out. Try to cram enough things into that nook. It's going to start to spill out, and it's going to start to spill out in a way that you're not in control of, that you're not mindful of. And then your mind and your brain, your thoughts and emotions will justify just about anything and make it seem perfectly rational and reasonable, but it won't be. So just let your mind go through the crate of itself. Before we start moving, let's just take stock. How do you feel in your body right now? What's happening with your thoughts right now? What are you feeling emotionally right now? Where is your will? Begin to deepen the breath around those ideas. Recognizing that you're allowed to witness without trying to fix. Sometimes that pull to fix or change or alter or control starts to paralyze us from living, from acting, from being. Let's start to walk the feet in. We'll curl onto the right side. Just take a moment to breathe here. And let's make our way up to sitting. Find your seat. And once you do, let's throw the arms wide on a big inhale. And exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Relax the shoulders, relax the elbows. We'll finish our practice with the sound of Om and 3 Shantis. So fill up, fill up, fill up, fill up, and we're going to exhale through the lips until the lungs are completely empty. Draw the navel in, squeeze it out, hold empty for 3, 2, 1. Inhale to begin. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May there be peace for you, peace for your friends and family, and peace for the world. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your Wednesday morning. If you're here right now, and if you're visiting, watching a live later, thank you for joining. If you have any requests or comments, or just put them in the comments, and I'll try to follow up as soon as possible. And yes, I hope you have a beautiful rest of your week. Next week, I'm going to be out of town. I'm going to try to do a live stream from where I'm at, but it'll just be on my data. So I'm not sure how that's going to play out because I've never actually live streamed off my phone before. So if that works out, great. I'll see you next week. Otherwise, it'll be 2 weeks from now. Okay. Thank you very much, everybody. See you later.